We'll start today's practice on our backs. Goalpost arms with our hands parallel to our head, our knees bent and our feet rooted flat on the mat. Noticing if you have tight shoulders here, how they feel when you begin to open them with these goalpost cactus arms. Hug your knees into your chest and slowly begin to rock side to side, back and forth, massaging out your low back. And then drop both knees to the left side of your body. Arms come to a T position and gaze drops to the right. Supine twist. Hug your knees back into your chest and drop to the right side of your mat. Arms open up to a T, gaze looks to the left. Gently draw your knees back into your chest and rock and roll front and back, building a bit of momentum till eventually you make your way to forward fold. Feet mat width distance apart, head, neck, and shoulders gently melting toward the mat. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, sink a little bit closer to the ground. On your next inhale, rise, extended mountain pose. Then bend your left arm, grabbing your left elbow with your right hand. Inhale, both arms reach to the sky. Exhale, grabbing your right elbow with your left hand. Both arms reach back toward the sky before coming to clasp at your sacrum. Inhale, lift your heart toward the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Keeping the bind with your hands as the crown of your head reaches toward the mat. And let your head hang heavy. Maybe you shake it yes, or you shake it no. Helping to loosen up any tension that you might hold in your neck. We spend so much of our days with our necks bent looking over our phones or computers, sitting at a desk, in our cars. This is a great counter pose to that action. Slowly undo your bind, bringing both of your hands to either side of your body. And then root both of your hands into the mat and step back to downward facing dog. Hips lift toward the ceiling. Heart melts toward the mat. On an inhale, lift your left leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Hips stay square, your left foot flexes so that your toes are pointing toward the mat. Step your left foot to the front of your mat. Right knee drops, toes untuck, Anjaneyasana. Feeling the stretch in your right hip flexor. Drop both hands back to the mat. Toes of your right foot curl under, and your right quadricep ignites. Peel open the left side of your body, low lunge twist. Reaching the fingers on your left hand toward the ceiling as best as you can. Stacking wrist over elbow, elbow over shoulder. One straight, long line of energy. Bring your left hand to the mat Press your right foot into the mat at a 45-degree angle and rise, Warrior One. Sinking deep into your hips, keeping a long, straight back leg, rooting into the mat. Bind both hands at your low back and lean forward, Humble Warrior. Rise, Proud Warrior, mini back bend, opening your heart, pulling your shoulder blades closer together, and fold. Inhale and rise. Exhale, both hands cartwheel to the mat. Left foot steps back to meet your right. Downward facing dog. On your next inhale, your right leg raises to the sky, three-legged dog. Step your right foot to the top of the mat. Anjaneyasana. Left knee drops, toes uncurl, arms reach toward the ceiling. And gently bring both hands to the mat, curling your left toes under, igniting your left quadricep. Peel the right side of your body open, right arm reaching toward the sky. Low lunge twist. Right arm comes back to the mat. Left heel drops to the mat. And both arms raise, Warrior One. Working for a 90-degree angle in your front right knee as the left leg stays long, strong, and supportive. Bring your hands to clasp at your low back. Inhale, chest lengthens, mini back bend. Exhale and fold over your right thigh, Humble Warrior. Inhale, rise. Exhale and fold. One more. Inhale, rise. Exhale, both hands cartwheel to the mat. Right foot steps back to meet your left. Downward facing dog. Pedal your heels, left and right. On your next inhale, lift your left leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Bend the knee and tip the hip open, rotating the pubic bone toward the ceiling. You can choose to stay here, or you have the option to flip your dog. Knowing that whatever you choose in your practice today, you're giving yourself what you need. One more cycle of breath wherever you are, and we'll meet back in three-legged dog, left leg in the sky. From here, we'll drop our left knee to the mat and peel our right side body open, supported side plank. Right leg reaches long across the mat as our right arm is high in the sky, lengthened, lifted. Gently bring your right hand back to the mat and shoot your left leg back, three-legged dog. And step it through to the front of your mat. Rise, crescent lunge, high on the ball of your right foot, arms reaching toward the ceiling. Deep inhale. Exhale, press into Warrior Three. You can either choose to keep your arms forward and lengthened in a Warrior Three position, or sweep them back, airplane pose. Knowing that the practice of yoga is coming back when we fall out, when we get shaky, when we get tired, remembering why we started, and remembering we always have the choice to begin again. With control, bring your right knee in toward your body and find tree pose. connecting your right foot either on your thigh or on your calf muscle, or even with your toes on the mat, kickstanding your right foot next to your left. And bring your arms to any expression of tree pose that best suits you today. It could be in prayer position at your heart center, or you could extend your branches long, reaching toward the ceiling. When you're ready, gently release, shaking it out for a second, maybe sweeping your arms above your head, and then coming into a forward fold. We'll meet back in downward facing dog. On your next inhale, lift your right leg to the sky, bend your right knee, and tip your hip open, reaching the foot on your right leg toward the left side of your mat. You can choose to stay here, or if it's in your practice, flip your dog. Remembering to breathe. We'll meet back in three-legged dog, right leg in the sky. Then gently bring your right knee to the mat, peeling your left side body open, supported side plank. Left arm reaching toward the ceiling, left leg long on your mat. Bring your left arm back to the mat and shoot your right leg back to the sky, three-legged dog. On an exhale, step it to the front of the mat and rise, crescent lunge, high on the ball of your left foot, arms reaching toward the ceiling. Length and strength. Take a deep inhale here and exhale, press into Warrior 3. Testing your balance as you take flight. And with steady gaze, begin to bring your left knee up and in to find tree pose. Left foot connects somewhere on your right leg, wherever you need it to be today. In yoga, there's a concept called drishti, which is a focused gaze. So picking a non-moving point in the room and focusing your gaze to help your balance, your concentration, as you move into any expression of tree pose that best suits you today. Hand release, shaking out your body a little bit. Again, hands reach toward the ceiling. Extended mountain pose. Forward fold. And slowly make your way to your back. Knees bent, both of your feet rooted into the mat. Your arms resting easy on either side of your body. We'll take a bridge pose, and working with the same bind that we have used throughout the practice, we'll gently lift our hips, hip bones pointing toward the ceiling, and clasp both of our hands at our low back. Maybe you shimmy your shoulders underneath your back a little to create even more space across the front of your body. And find your breath here. Inhale and exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, vertebra drops one at a time, rolling back down to the mat. Windshield wiper your knees back and forth. And we'll take another bridge pose. So clasping your hands at your sacrum, press your hips toward the ceiling. Bridge pose. One more deep inhale. Exhale, one vertebra rolls down at a time, back to the mat. We'll take one more back bend here. If wheel is in your practice, that option is available to you, but if not, take a third and final bridge pose for 4 cycles of breath. Letting every inhale fill you up, expand your lungs, and each exhale, press your hips a little bit higher, feeling your feet firmly rooted into the mat. And if you're in wheel pose, feeling both your hands and your feet firmly rooted, supporting you. When you're ready, gently release, windshield wipering your legs one last time before we meet back where we started, cactus arms, and both of our feet planted into the mat. Noticing any difference you feel in the opening of your shoulders in this pose from when we first began here. Hug both of your knees in toward your chest, taking a gentle rock side to side, massaging the low back, and then drop both knees to the left. Arms open to a T, gaze looks to the right. Supine twist. Hug both knees into your chest and drop to the right. Arms open, gaze looks to the left. Hug both knees into your chest, giving yourself one last squeeze, bringing your chin to your chest, forehead toward your knees. One last squeeze and release. Shavasana. All 4 limbs extend long on the mat.